done it! They have gone back to back for the second year in a row! They have
What
won the
is
Stanley
up,
Cup!
everybody? My name is DJ, and I am not joined by my lovely, beautiful co-host Milkman. He decided to fall asleep or something. He just hasn't hit me back, so we were gonna have Connor on the show anyway. So the show must go on. Fuck you, Milkman. Welcome back to the show. I guess now recurring guest, Connor. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing well, guys. Thanks for having me back. I just got back from Lightning game myself tonight, and I'm excited to be on the show again. I've been waiting to come back for a while now. I have some opinions. I have some points I want to get to. But, yeah, I'm excited to be back. Let's get this thing going.
Yeah, our schedules haven't aligned, and you have a couple things that you wanted to say, and you said to me via Twitter DM that you might get canceled for what you want to say. Do you still want to say that? I'm going to give, here's your platform to do it. Let's just start off hot and just get that out if you still want to say it.
Well, not really canceled. Just I don't think the Lightning fans are going to really appreciate what I'm about to say. You guys, well, this was, what night? This was a couple weeks ago.
I think this was 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone's a little calmed down now, but back then I just wanted to tell everyone to calm the fuck down. Okay? Everyone needs to calm down, chill out. Everyone's freaking out on Twitter about this team. I think we're starting to figure it out, and we're injured, and we're still figuring it out. We looked good tonight, and I'm excited. I think on the first episode that I was on, I mentioned that around Christmas time we're gonna be right back in the thick of things, and it's looking, like I was right. And we're only 4 points back of the Panthers right now, first in the Atlantic, so look good.
So essentially, I couldn't imagine being a person that was ready to jump off a bridge and pronounce the team dead. I couldn't imagine being that guy.
Yeah, not you.
Yeah, not
Never
me.
you.
Nah, never me. So that message is for me. I need to calm the fuck down.
Yeah, I just think that there's hockey's been one of my favorite sports since I was growing up, and I've had a lot of really good friends who have played at high levels of hockey. So I understand the game from a different perspective. I think it was more from a hockey perspective.
Oh, I'm speaking strictly from a fan's perspective,
Yeah.
emotion, and I made a commit. We're recording right after the game, but the mistake I made was when we lost against Carolina, and the way that we lost. I've recorded right after, so what I said was emotional, very emotional.
Yeah.
So.
And I appreciate that. I'm also an emotional Lightning fan as well. If you go to my Instagram, I have a video up of me recording myself watching one of the playoff games. I'm an absolute psychopath. But I also can understand from a hockey point of view. It's you get off to a slow start after winning back-to-back Stanley Cups with short rest, and the legs are starting to come back. We're looking great, and I think going into the Olympic breaks before the All-Star break, right? I'm pretty positive that makes sense. So Going into the Olympics, I think we're going to be right there in first place, second place, looking good, and hopefully our boys stay healthy and we come back and make another run.
So you spoke about doing the live recording of you watching a game. So we are gonna do that. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have a live podcast. So
live stream,
live stream, and then we'll put it out on YouTube as well. But I don't know if you know about the Lucky Couch. You obviously have not sat on the Lucky Couch yet.
I've heard about it. I've heard the.
So we'll have to have you over for the Lucky Couch and the stream, and we'll put it on both of our platforms, and we'll channel all of our Lightning energy and be very emotional and scream and cuss, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, so if you guys out there listening have ever seen Frankie Borelli, I don't cry.
That fucking Braden Point!
Yeah, so I don't ever cry or anything like that, except when we won, I shed a tear because it was just so fun. I'm like, damn, we're cool. But yeah, I get pretty wild. I went to the game tonight with my girlfriend, her sister, and her dad. they're from Kansas City, and so they don't really
Have a team.
understand why I like to stand up and yell and scream. I forget that, so sometimes I gotta kind of. Tonight I was a little bit more reserved, wasn't really yelling at the refs as much or chirping the 7 Flyers fans around me. Can't believe they wasted their time to come down here and watch their team get shut out. But we'll get to that later. But yeah, I'm a fiery guy. I'm passionate about all Tampa teams, and I wouldn't change that for anything because we win and now it's fun.
I think we should change the owners of the Flyers to the Tampa Bay Lightning. I was thinking about going on Wikipedia and just changing the owners
So
because I guess we owe them.
I saw a stat today on Twitter going into the game under John Cooper. So now it'd be under John Cooper, we are now 17-5. I think it's 17-5-0. Let me check that. But
we fucking own them. We own them.
Under John Cooper, we are
the Philadelphia Lightning. You're now the Flyers. You are now the Lightning.
Well, and we own the Eagles too. Jump
sure
ships real quick. We do own that franchise as well. So I guess Tampa. Oh, never mind. We lost in the World Series, but yeah, for the most.
I mean, that was way back when, man. We're talking about now. And this message. You don't know who he is, but his name's Ronnie Lasik. He's probably not watching this podcast because he's a Flyers fan, but he's one of my good friends. Fuck Philadelphia. Tampa Bay owns you.
Yeah,
and I will clip this, and I will put it on Twitter, and I hope to get a reaction out of you. And you're probably going to think I'm lame. I don't care. We own you. Thank you.
Yeah, and honestly, quick story about Philadelphia. I was in 4th grade. And I'm at a Flyers Bolts game at what was at the time St. Pete. I don't know. They changed it from St. Pete Times, Tampa Times.
Oh, to the Tampa Bay Times Forum?
Yeah, I don't even know what it was at the time. But we're in the nosebleeds with my buddy and his dad. And we're just shit kicking them. And this Flyers fan throws a Diet Coke, at my buddy's dad. We're like in 4th grade. And he tried fighting us because we were cheering so loud. I'm like, dude,
I'm in 4th fucking grade, dude.
I just remember my buddy's dad was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like these Philly people, they're so insane for no reason, and they're trash bag franchise. Clip that, save it. You guys are trash bags, okay? I hate Philadelphia. I hate the city. The Eagles won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. I think that was a fluke. Don't know how that happened. But other than that, you guys can kick rocks and go back to your shitty city.
That sounds like you got some. I'm not gonna go that far, but I agree with everything. I feel like that again for New Orleans as a Bucks fan.
Oh,
fuck the Saints.
Devin, do not get me started on New Orleans. That fucking sewer.
Smells like shit.
I think I'll never go there. I don't think I'll ever go to the city of New Orleans.
You've never been?
I've had no reason to go. Why the fuck do I want to go to New Orleans?
Well, see, I used to live in Mississippi, so for an internship, so it was only an hour away, so I had nothing to do. So I went there too much.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I got so fucking tired of it. The first time it's cool. It's I'm on Bourbon Street. Everyone talks about it. It smells like shit. There's always fucking gunfire. You're never safe. There's hustlers down there that will steal shit. It's just a horrible place. Fuck the Saints.
This is a Bolts podcast, but we're also Bucks fans, and fuck the Saints. Now saying that, if you paid me enough money, I'd probably go to New Orleans.
You would have to be paid to go to New Orleans.
Yeah, no, never going. If the Bucks are playing the Super Bowl, the Mercedes, or what's it called now? The Little Caesars Dome?
Little Caesars. No, it's the Caesars Superdome, but we call it the Little Caesars.
Yeah, Little Caesars oven baked.
Pizza head ass.
Yeah, fucking burn your own fucking stadium down. If the Bucks played in the Super Bowl there, I would hesitate to go. That's how much I hate New Orleans. I mean,
Well, they're never gonna get a Super Bowl because that stadium sucks
the
anyway. So
the fucking who dat their power went out. The fucking power went out in the
they didn't pay their
Mercedes
bill,
Dome
bro. They're a poor
for the
city.
Super Bowl.
They didn't pay the bill.
Jesus.
Rents due.
Yeah. Okay.
Enough
I know
with this shit. We know we hate them.
Yeah, I know the milkman's not here, but let's get back on track about the Bolts because
Yeah, he's gonna whoop our ass if we're not on schedule. But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna whoop his ass because he's not even here. So,
Yeah.
Quick recap. Last time we talked, we went to Philly. We won 4-3. A horrible loss to the Devils after shit pumping them for the first two periods.
That was brutal.
An overtime win against the Wild, and then a 4-0 shit pumping against the Flyers. So, the Flyers game. This is just my biggest takeaway for the week is like there's themes. You already see the themes for the season. This one for this week was how can we fuck around and toy with teams, let them back into the game, and then rip their heart out. That was this week's story. The Flyers game, electric, great. I mean, they score. It was a good game to watch. They score with like 1.8 seconds or something like that left to send us into overtime, and then we seal the deal in overtime. Anytime that you're playing against Vasilevsky in a shootout, I like us.
Right.
It's 9 out of 10 times. Like the dude is in a league of his own. It's to the point where we get to overtimes or shootouts at least, and I don't even get like scared or I'm not even nervous. It's more of we need to fucking score because I know he's gonna shut everything down. So like let's get the ball rolling. So a great win there on the road, quick road trip. It was literally a 1-game road trip. Came back home, and then I don't know. Did you want to add anything before we get into the Devils game? Because I have some things to say.
No, not really. I mean, this is another thing about uneducated hockey fans. I think people forget that when you go to overtime and go to shootouts, no matter what, you get a point.
Right.
For the standings. So for us to, have that 8-game point streak in a row was huge because, you got to stack points early and people don't really realize that. And, hockey's all about peaking at the right time. So people who are upset about the slow start, we're still stacking points. And to transition to the Devils game, I think that's kind of my biggest takeaway is like, we fell apart there at the end. But
that's a game where we gotta pick up a point though. There, we gotta pick. The game, this streak was snapped, but I mean, you're dominating a team like that, and the Devils are on a rebuild. They're a good younger team. They're not a horrible team, but I mean, what a collapse! What happened? What, in your opinion, what happened?
Oh, that game. Yeah, sorry. I feel like we've been playing 7 games in a row here.
Yeah, we're recapping 4.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I feel like sometimes, and this has happened in the past too, the past couple seasons, we get a lead, we get complacent, and we kind of stop playing aggressive hockey, which I get like when you're up 2-0, 3-0, you kind of want to maybe take the brakes off, but we have a problem, I feel like, of just really taking the brakes or hitting the brakes. And, it bites us in the ass, and it happened twice this weekend. Twice this weekend.
I mean, we almost lost the Minnesota game as well.
Yeah,
but this Devil ones was – I'm looking at the score. I'm working a DJ event, and I'm like, turn it off. I'm in the middle of like a DJing and stuff. I don't need to watch this shit. Like, we're beating their ass. We're fine. We're going to win this. I look back and I checked the score. I missed the whole third period, and I went back and watched the highlights. I was like, what the fuck? And I think you hit the nail right on the head. Like, hey, let's keep the gas going. Let's not hit the brakes. And that's exactly what they do. They kind of coast, and they know they can do that because they're very talented. And sometimes talent can, they're most of the time most talented team on the ice, so they kind of coast and kind of go through the motions and stuff. But you got to go full blow.
Right, and I think another thing is like, I don't know what is said in the room, but it just feels like they have that, oh, we have Vazzy mentality. It's like, oh, we have Vazzy, like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, shit, I would too if I got one of the best goaltenders ever. Like, he's going to go down as one of the best goaltenders ever, period. Like, no questions asked.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that for the old heads who are going to say that he's not great. One of the greatest of all times.
Yeah, especially if he wins like Olympic gold. Obviously I'm rooting for the United States, but Kucherov, Vazzy, Sergachev are my boys, so I would not be upset if they won.
No, absolutely not.
What else is train of thought here? Oh, in that game, the Devils game, we are. I'm going to announce this for the podcast. We are officially anti Ryan Graves.
Oh, absolutely.
If I ever see him walking on the street, we're going to have a word or two about how you just put my boy out 4 to 6 weeks by tripping him because you're too slow and you can't move fast, and the Avs didn't want you because you're trash.
Yep.
Ryan Graves. Yeah.
Scumbag play. And he was flying into the boards.
Yeah, it's just like there's other ways to draw a penalty when you get beat. And I just feel like you just don't I'll have to watch the replay again, but I've watched it multiple times.
I think he's been known as a dirty player, though, hasn't he?
I don't think dirty. I don't know. I've never really heard him do any dirty things. I remember I was at a Nuggets game one time in Denver, and I was sitting like a couple seats away from him, and his girlfriend wasn't that hot. But
tragic.
That's
man.
all I have to say.
Professional athlete, a lot of money, and you still can't pull nothing nice. Come on, man.
Because he takes cheap shots on the best player, and in hockey right now.
Scumbag play. So let's move on to the Minnesota Wild game, in a game that was, in my opinion, way closer than it should have been. I felt like we were starting to get to a groove where we're starting to play our style of hockey, not letting the other team dictate how we play. And that was my biggest issue in the beginning of the season. I know it's the beginning of the season, but that was just, I'm not used to that. We set the tone. We're the ones that are doing that. And I think, dating back to that Islanders game, when Patty dropped the gloves off the rip, and at that point, that's when we started playing like, all right, motherfuckers, our style of hockey, our way, physicality, and they're starting to find that groove. So the Wild game, sometimes in hockey, there's going to be games that get close. We're already a team that we just discussed, that we kind of coast along when we get the lead. But when that happens, we're lucky to walk away with the 2 points, because I was fully when they went to the shootout, I was fully expecting Brian Elliott to absolutely fold and us lose this. Right. And here he goes. He has a fucking shutout. I mean, one of the ones went off the post. Like, it wasn't a save. It went off the post. But it still doesn't count on the stat sheet. It's still a shutout. So I fully expected us to lose it. We didn't. Good win. But like we said, let's stop taking the gas off the brake. Or taking our foot off the gas.
Yeah.
I can't talk right now.
Yeah, that game was weird. I remember during the game, the broadcast, they were talking about how the Wild they're very aggressive, kind of like Cooper, with pulling the goalie early just to get extra man out there because, analytically speaking, the earlier the better. And it makes sense because, if you're down more than 1 goal, what's 3 goals instead of like a 2-goal loss? It doesn't really matter.
Right.
But they were talking on the broadcast how they came back, I think 2 or 3 other times from the goalie early. So, when you have that offensive power and Kaprizov and Zibanejad and those guys. It didn't necessarily shock me, but at the same time, I was like, guys, what?
Yeah, they're not a bum team whatsoever. They're
Mm-mm.
I mean, they have a couple little like not turnover, but kind of not even a rebuild, but just it's identity changes. I know they got rid of a couple players that have been there forever, but I mean, this is not a
Yeah,
bad team, and they have
Dumba
Harrison
doing
Eck,
well.
pretty good player as well.
Hmm.
So to me, you know, we got lucky. We're playing with fire when we're doing these things when we're not
Yeah,
going
I mean,
full bore.
again, it's tough to have a goal because Bazzi's kind of I feel like he's kind of rare in the sense where he's so good all the time and he also plays all the time. So it's hard for a goalie because goalies are very, routine. They're very, um, they need a lot of repetitions to kind of get into groove. And it's hard when you sit behind Vazzy to get in that groove and win games. I mean, you saw it last year with Curtis McElhinney. Like, I feel like every time he fucking played, it was just a different team
Yeah,
out there.
it's like
And he just couldn't
it's
get
one
it.
of these games. It's like face palm.
Yeah, he
Like
couldn't win because, it's hard for those guys because they're sitting behind Vazzy, which is understandable. And, for him to let those two goals in at the end of the game, it was like, okay, like, haven't been in that situation in a while. Things change, but for him to bounce back from the shootout and in overtime um, was incredible. And
absolutely.
caps off to him for securing 2 points and um, not collapsing in the third period again
Yep.
and taking a loss.
And I
So
think that's a huge after a bounce back game. Like you just came off a heartbreaking bounce back game. And then there you could be in the same exact situation. Oh shit, you could be on the bench. Oh shit, here we go again. They put their nuts on the table and they got the job done. They got the extra point. So, I mean, they got it to that point. They got the point by going to overtime and then picked up the other point by winning it. So, hats off to the boys for assessing the situation and going ahead and, going balls to the walls in the overtime period. I love the rule change when they made it 3-on-3 hockey. I think
it's
it's
unreal. It's gotten
it's
so many
awesome.
people like into the game too. I have buddies who, played college basketball or buddies played football. Other sports where they don't ever really watch hockey, and now that their careers are kind of taking different paths after college, they're starting to get into hockey more, and every single one of them says the same thing. It's like this 3-on-3 stuff is just electric.
Oh, it's awesome. It used to suck. It used to be what, 4-on-4? No one would score.
Uh, no,
Or was it
yeah,
wow, ejectocito.
yeah, I don't know. Little,
We're about
little
to get
secret
launched across to
compartment
Tampa
there.
Bay.
Yeah, see you guys on the Skyway. Um,
No,
yeah, no, I
it's
think
awesome.
yeah. What? Yeah, was it? I thought it was 5-on-5
Might have been,
because it was the same as overtime. And
but only
I
for
do like
five
how
minutes.
yeah, I do like how it is 5-on-5 in playoffs though.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
do.
I would be pissed if it was
Yeah,
three
yeah,
on three to
yeah.
determine.
That's no way to go out
That
in
is the
the playoffs.
most well, besides 5 fucking overtimes of it. That is the most stressful, edge of your seat like the entire time hockey, and it's awesome. And my favorite part, and
Yeah,
a
great.
lot of people don't talk about it. There's no fucking commercials. All the ads are run in NHL, like in playoff hockey, 1 through 3, and then when they get to
Yeah,
overtime, there's no commercials. Like they just run straight through.
yeah,
It is
yeah. That is
awesome. It
cool.
is a nonstop, inject it straight into my veins
Right.
hockey.
I mean, yeah, and it is like I remember last year when we went to overtime in the playoffs. Um, I like started my Whoop app. Like I started like an activity because my heart rate would just start fucking going. Like I'm like freaking out. I'm like, holy shit, like
Siri pops up and
hey,
says, "Hey, you need to take a breath."
yeah, like fucking take a chill pill. I'm like, you guys don't understand playoff hockey. And like no one does unless you're like a fan of a team who ever is like in the playoffs and it's such a different animal of I guess like coming from a fan's perspective, like I mean, imagine being like a team like the Arizona Coyotes, like you never go to the playoffs, you never like sell at your stadium, so like it's kind of like stress free. It's like, oh, we're always gonna suck,
Right.
but which sorry, Arizona, love you guys. But like the Bolts, man, and other teams like um, Chicago and the LA teams and the Pittsburgh teams, like when you're so good and it's like fun, it's like you're always just so stressed out in overtime, like
Yep.
all the time, and it's like insanely like the best feeling in the world.
Oh, it's
As a
awesome,
fan.
especially when that goal goes in for your team, and it's so deflating when your team doesn't. Like I
Oh,
feel like I've
when we lost Game 6 in overtime in New York
I felt dead.
last year, I was like, I think I threw something, and I just was so sad. I remember just being like, God, I wanted that so bad.
Oh,
I wanted to
we had the
retire.
lucky. That's the one blemish on the lucky couch. We took it to a fucking
No,
bar.
yeah, no, you can't do that. You can't
Well,
take
I
it to
mean,
a bar.
took it to a bar, and we fucking
Yeah,
suffered the only blemish. So the lucky couch is still here. It's still good. Um, it's
yeah,
just
you just can't. I think, see, I think the lucky couch for me, it's like if you bring it to a bar, there's too many people absorbing its energy,
yeah, and that was the problem.
and yeah, and it can't project its positive lucky energy onto the boys when all these drunk people who just want to get fucked up and enjoy a win are absorbing that energy.
Yeah, I
And
mean that it was a heat check. I mean, I did the
yeah,
most, but that's my middle name. I do the most. So
yeah. So I don't blame it or blame you, excuse me. You got to do what you got to do to get the
got
win.
to, and I tried, but we ended up getting the cup, so it doesn't fucking matter. Let's hop into the this game. You were there.
I was.
Absolute shit pumping.
We look good.
Connor Hart could probably saved it from being, I don't know, 10-0,
Caught it,
8-0.
caught it hot. Yeah, he. I mean,
Did I
I
say
don't
Connor
feel bad.
Hart? My stupid
Yeah,
ass.
you did say
I'm
Connor.
stupid. I'm stupid.
Yeah,
I can't talk.
caught it,
It's late.
caught it
Kata
hot.
hot.
Um, yeah, I mean, I feel like for the most part, it's all the goals he let in tonight weren't like anything he could really do about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he played pretty well, honestly. It's just one of those nights for us, and one of those nights when the greatest goalie in the world has every bit of it. And first shutout of the season, I thought he probably could have had two or three already by now, just from the beginning of the year. But you know, well deserved shutout for the big cat tonight.
Is it? That's not his first of the year, is it?
Yeah, it was his first of the year.
Was it? Wow.
Hmm. Yeah,
Not
see,
bad.
there's been a lot where you think and they did like like every time the season it's like, oh, here we go, shutout, and then they score like 2 minutes left. I'm like,
Yeah. It's like fuck. He deserved that.
I
But
know.
let's hop into players that stood out for you and a player that needs to step it up. Give it to me. Over the past week.
Over the past week, people that stood out that kid line with Colton Radish, and
Kachuk.
Kachuk, excuse me. They're looking pretty solid. They're starting to gain a lot of confidence. So I don't really have a player. I have a line. Um, that line is starting to gain confidence more and more and more. I mean, two of the guys are rookies. Ross Colton's second year player. So, they have the legs, they have um, the energy, they're trying to make their name in the NHL, and they stepped up when we need a line to step up, and I'm couldn't be more proud of those guys.
There's no one on this earth that has been more critical of Kachuk and Radish other than me. I mean, I shit on them every podcast, and it's
Mm-hmm.
good to see them. I'm glad that you bring it up because it's good to see them
Right.
starting to come into their own. And obviously, they're young players. They needed to get their feet under, and it was premature of me to do it. It's just my little motivational
Well,
tactic. But whatever we
yeah.
say on this podcast comes to fruition. I don't know if you know about that. It's the loose pucks blessing. So you have already some blessings from being on the show that have already come through.
Right.
Your blessings coming through about December. December hockey. Run the tapes back if you don't believe us. Go back, watch episode 2. So they're going to figure it out. I just wanted to see a little bit more early on. And with Point not being there, there's opportunity for them to step up in a bigger role. And sometimes, they're getting scratched every other night. But now they're starting to play every single night. So this is a perfect time to let's start getting some points on the board, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing though about those guys. They have their opportunities every game, I feel like. I feel like they have a lot of good scoring chances and it's one of those things. Like they haven't played in the NHL for a while or for multiple years.
Right.
So they don't, they're still trying to get used to that. But I feel like
it's a hockey thing though too, because Corey Perry, I mean, he was left off. Like it took him a while to score. He just scored. Was it his first goal tonight?
Yeah, he got the monkey off the bat.
So maybe that's just a hockey thing, and he had a really good chance to put another one away, and it went off the post. So
yeah, I saw
once
that.
you get that one, you can start getting that monkey off the back and start playing a little bit freely. Maybe when you're not scoring, you're trying a little too hard. You're more tense. I did that when I played football. It's like when you drop a pass or something, like you're going to think about it. You're going to, be tense catching the ball instead of you just going out there. You get that one early catch, boom, you're good to go. Let's go. Like, let's ride. We can, I'm way more relaxed. So get the monkey off the back early. So I'm saying it right now because the loose pucks blessing is real. This time next that we talk to you, this time or during this week, they will score. One of them will score. And get the monkey off the back.
It's going to be great. And then going back to the question, I think most disappointing, I think I brought this up last podcast too that I was on. I don't understand what Matthew Joseph's role is going to be in this team. Again, like tonight, he had just a pizza in the O-zone, and then he comes down the other end and ices the puck twice in a row. And it just, I don't know. He's just not really doing it for me. I think he gets the puck in deep and he fumbles it like I said last. Like he just doesn't know what to do. He gets in there and luckily he plays with Stamkos and he was out there tonight with he was out there with Killer and Sorelli. And luckily he plays with those guys because they make him look a hell of a lot better than what he actually is.
I mean, we saw a flash of it in the couple games in a row where it wasn't just a lucky goal. He actually created something. I think it was the Islanders game where it looked good. But, again, another young guy. So I'm going to try not to be so critical of them just because they are younger. But, I mean, at this point, Matthew Joseph, you've been here 3 years. This is his third year on the team. So, I mean, time's a ticking. I saw flashes of it. He scored thanks to loose puck's blessing. Maybe we need to bless you with being an all-around hockey player that's
I don't want to
consistent. He's definitely very, very improved.
He knows he's so good at knowing what to do with his role on the team. But I'm going to retract a little bit. What I meant was, what is his role going to be offensively moving forward?
Right.
Because his offense just isn't his assist to scoring, his point producing just isn't there yet. And I thought by now he would have developed a lot faster and a lot better as a skill guy. But maybe that's just not him. Maybe that's he is going to be a third, fourth line guy.
Just high energy penalty kill guy.
Get in there, do his job. I was hoping for a little bit more, but I mean, if he could turn into, this is saying a lot, but if he could turn into a guy like Yanni Gourde was for us, that would be beyond incredible. for
Absolutely.
him and for the team.
Absolutely. So my guy who stepped it up, who will also be part of my Shoot the Puck segment, is Alexander Barre-Boulet. Two games back to back scoring a goal after literally been treated like a fucking stray puppy this whole entire year. So I'll get more into it in my Shoot the Puck segment. Guy that needs to step it up. I don't really have like a single player. I think it just goes out to the team. It's just like what we do in close games, and it's back to the same point. I'm going to keep drilling it home that we said earlier on. Let's keep the fucking foot on the gas when we get these leads. These points are gonna. We play in a very tough division. Like every point is going to matter. Like this, I don't think any one team is gonna run away with it. I think it's gonna be a lot of back and forth all the way up to it. Do I care about home ice? No, but I'm a selfish fuck. I want to talk shit. I want to be the number one in the division, like in our division and in the NHL. But every point is going to matter. I don't see one team just running away with it. So in these closer games, let's not give it away. We worked hard to get the lead. Let's work just as hard to keep the lead and not give these leads away. And I know it's one game. I'm not going to overreact, but it was 2 games back to back that it happened where we blew leads. One we won, one we lost. So let's keep going. All right, Shoot the Puck segment. We'll start off with our lovely guest.
We need a little sound system for that.
I know.
A little Shoot the Puck segment, maybe like the goal
I'll hit Sam up and see what we can do about that. Yeah, or like a Tesla coil, like the
yes, yeah, okay.
And a horn. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe we just created something. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, okay. Shoot the segment, or what is it? Shoot the puck.
Shoot the puck. Yeah.
Okay. This one's for you, Devin. My Shoot the Puck segment. Fun fact about the captain, Steven Stamkos. He has 493 points in 434 home games in his career. That's the most points in Lightning player franchise history. One might call him Mr. Tampa. Also, tonight was Stamkos' 80th career game with 3 points. Is that good? I don't know. Tell me. Stamkos is acting like the captain. He's playing like the captain. And my fuck, if he doesn't get chosen for the Canadian national team in the Olympics, then I riot.
I mean, Cooper's got to do it. I mean, that will just... Cooper's the coach, obviously, for Team Canada. There's no way. This will be another Marty St. Louis 2.0 situation. Maybe not, because Marty and Steven Stamkos...
Yeah.
Exactly.
They wanted to trade.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like, that's a slap in the face if your coach is not going to pick you. But I think he is. I think he wants it. He knows it. This is his last Olympics, his last chance. He's not going to go in 4 years and play again. This is his last one. He wants to do it. I think he'll get the nod. Is he the best Canadian right now? No. But he's a damn good one. Like I said, listen, I love Stamkos, heart and soul of Tampa. I just hope he keeps taking care of his body, because we cannot, especially with the way he's playing, we cannot afford for him to miss any ice time. We already are Cooch. We already don't have Cooch. Braden Point 4 to 6 weeks. It's already going to be a little bit of a struggle, to get some of these points. But I like what I saw tonight. I like what I saw against Minnesota. So keep going, Steven. Like, you are the captain for a reason. Just stay healthy, please. We cannot afford to lose you.
Yeah.
So
I think he figured something out. I hope. I mean,
is it that TB12 method? You think he hit up Tommy? He's like, yo, Tommy, let me.
They were neighbors on Davis Island, but I don't know. I feel for the guy, man. He's put his heart and soul to the city, and he's had some freak injuries. But
no, he's I love him. I love him, and I'm, like I said, just please stay healthy. You do love him more, and I have no problem accepting that. So this is my Shoot the Puck segment, and this goes out to strictly Alexander Barre-Boulet. You have been treated like a fucking stray dog You're on the roster for the beginning of training camp. You get waived. You fly out to Seattle. Not even to Seattle. You don't even play any home games in Seattle. You're on the road. Play 2 or 3 games. They waive you. You come back here. You play a couple games. You're a couple healthy scratches. You then get sent down, take a flight to Syracuse, just to get back on a plane to come back and play because Braden Point is hurt. And then you score in back-to-back games. Sir, that is unfucking real. The amount of travel that you have done the past 2 months is unreal. And for you to just be able to block out everything that's happened, focus on the game, and produce for a Stanley Cup contending team, I mean, shout out to you. Like, I that is incredible mental toughness. You don't hear one thing about him complaining or anything. You don't see any lackadaisicalness in him. Like, he's just all gas, no brakes. Like, I fucking love this dude. I think I'm going to get a jersey. I hope he solidifies his place in Tampa. I fucking love Barre
You
Boulet.
can't get a jersey till he re-signs with the team, man. He just
Dude,
got sent
I
to
fucking
Seattle.
want a jersey. I want a fucking jersey. Even if it's a fucking
yeah,
DH Gate one, I fucking want a Barre Boulet jersey.
I want his Southwest flight miles. That's what I want.
Dude,
Take a free trip.
he could probably buy a
also-
five night resort all inclusive with the amount of mileages he's had.
Yeah, I hope the Lightning at least gave him a present or something. Also, making an announcement. Maybe we can post this publicly. I have 3 tickets to the Seattle Tampa game in Seattle that I accidentally bought when I was under the influence of an alcoholic beverage. I'm gonna give those away.
Whoa!
I'm gonna give them away because I can't go.
Whoa!
Yeah, so 3 tickets, Seattle versus Tampa, or Tampa versus
Where are the
Seattle.
seats located?
Let me look. They're pretty fucking good because Seattle doesn't know hockey, so they're, hey, pro tip, go to a Kraken game. They don't know how to price their tickets. They are cheap.
I'm trying to look on the schedule to see when that is. That is March 16th.
It's in March. Yeah.
I might fucking take you up on that offer. Fuck our viewers.
It's like a Wednesday. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, Wednesday, March 16th, 7 o'clock. The tickets are in section 21, row F.
That's pretty fucking close.
Yeah,
That's really close.
yeah, it's pretty close. I was not. I was at a golf outing with the buddies, and
Fuck it, we'll go.
yeah, we got to do something with those tickets. So we got to figure that out. I don't know what we want to do, but
We'll put it out. We'll
do something.
I do have a friend in Seattle though that was begging me to go to the game, so I don't want you to give them to me, but maybe I'll buy them off of you. But if I can't go, or you can't go, or Milkman can't go, we will give them away. All right.
Yeah,
You should have told me this offline. All right. Now I look like a
we'll-
dick because I'm not trying to give our tickets away. But I want to fucking go to Seattle. I'm selfish. All right. There, I said it.
So I might. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in February we can circle back to this and see how we're feeling. But as of now,
Maybe you can actually go, and me, you, and Milkman will go.
Okay, we can probably
Maybe.
do that. Yeah,
Maybe.
We'll see.
Sorry to get your hopes up, everyone, but we're live planning this right now. All right. If we can't go, we'll give it away.
Yeah, we'll give it away. Also, speaking of Seattle, Yanni Gord comes back Friday night before we end this podcast. Yanni comes back to Tampa.
I'm so sad.
I might have to go to the game because I fucking miss him and I love him. And I love his broken French Canadian accent.
It's this Friday too, man. Right after Thanksgiving. I already bought tickets because my high school team's in the playoffs, and I didn't know that the Kraken are coming. I'm an idiot. I really want to go to that game, but
Guess
I
Devin's out.
I'm out. I'm out on this one. This Kraken game.
Yeah. So, I hope we win like 5-3 and Yanni has a hat trick. That'd be like sick.
Yeah.
I'd be so okay with that. Like, and like Stamkos talked about it after the game too. I think it's gonna be like even more emotional for him, his family, the fans, the team now because he didn't leave on his own terms, and a lot of people forget that. Like,
He was just taken
he was
away.
literally like, yeah, he was picked
No
up on the side
choice.
of the road, like with no option, like get in the car, you're coming with us, kind of thing. And that sucks. Like, um, as a
You know
player,
he's
where
saying like all the right stuff because he's such a stand-up guy, but you know deep down he's like, "Fuck this.
well,
I do
dude,
not want to be here."
he went from back-to-back Stanley Cups, running naked in the city of Tampa, oh, like fans loving him to, I believe, let me double check before I roast them. Yeah, Seattle is last
Oh, they're
in
bad.
their division. They're terrible. So, like, I mean, I hope he's enjoying Starbucks up there. I hope he's enjoying maybe Bigfoot,
Sightings.
like, tours or something. Maybe go to the fish market and catch a fish. But I would do a lot of things to get Yanni Gourde back on this team. I just we should have shipped someone else off.
I mean, I think a lot of people.
I guess it wasn't our choice, but
It wasn't our choice, but it was just this entire draft. Everyone going in was like, "Oh, there's going to be so many side deals and blah blah." That's what happened with Vegas, and that's how Vegas got
exactly.
loaded with picks. Was able to make trades and become very good very quickly. This time around, everyone's like, maybe not. No, let's do it the other
No,
way." And
yeah,
I think the style of the Seattle GM was completely different from what happened in Vegas. There was barely any side deals. They went stupid heavy defensively and goaltending, um, and not so much on their forwards. But it was just so happened that it's the perfect storm for them to get Yanni Gourde. Um, we had to protect. We protected 7 instead of 8 because we needed to protect an extra defenseman, or else we would have lost Chernak. So it was just the perfect
right.
storm for them to take him, and it just sucks that it's a fan favorite. Good. Why did I say good one? Goodrow and Coleman. Um, you know, thank you guys for your time here, but like Yanni Gourde is like our
I mean,
guy.
dude, he
That's
was
our
an
guy.
East Coast. I don't know, Devin. I don't know. Maybe we should take a trip down to an Orlando Solar Bears game. But I don't know if you've ever been to an ECHL hockey game, East Coast Hockey League. It's for
Mm.
people that don't know out there. It's the second tier minors underneath the American Hockey League. So it's like, these guys are busting around the United States, making shit money, just living out their dream. Yanni Gourde was one of those guys. He grinded in the East Coast Hockey League for a while, got his chance in the American Hockey League, and then ultimately won 2 Stanley Cups. So I have the utmost respect for this guy. I'll never forget his goal for Chicago. Like, what was that? 2017, 2016,
Mm.
when he like first got called up. Unbelievable. So I hope he does well Friday night. I really do. I hope he don't lose, but I hope he does well.
I mean, Seattle has no business skating on the same ice as us. They're a
Oh yeah,
brand new
we
team.
should
We
we
should
should kick
shit pump them.
their ass.
I mean,
We
they're
should go
horrible.
to an East. We should go to an East Coast Hockey League
I'm
game.
down. I know exactly what it is. I know about the Solar
There's
Bears.
Yeah, so like there's one in Kansas City. They're the affiliates of the Flames, and I went to the University of Kansas, so we'd go to games sometimes. And these motherfuckers are like spearing each other in the no spot, um, like chirping. Like you can hear what they're saying because there's no one in the crowd. So you're just hearing all these chirps fly, and they're like, it's like it's like you're at like a hockey movie like that you see on Netflix or something like
Mhm.
Dune where like they're just like fucking going at it every fucking play. It's so funny. And like there's really only one guy who's decent who can actually make a play, but other than that they're just so bad compared to like what we watch every night. It's so funny. But those guys grind and all the respect to them. So
I'm down. We should do that. We'll plan that. All right, so quick recap of who we're playing this week. Obviously, we just talked about it. At home against the Kraken Friday. We hit the road after that. Head to Minnesota, play the Wild again. And then we are at St. Louis Tuesday against the Blues. I don't know how good the Blues are. Let me check.
They're a pretty talented team.
I know they're talented, but I don't know how good. Oh, yeah, they're second in their division.
Yeah, they're good. They're back. Bennington's playing really well. He's good. Tarasenko's healthy. He looks good. Obviously, Ryan O'Reilly, those guys.
Yeah.
I hate Perron. Least favorite player in the NHL, I think. Just hate him. Always have.
Patty Maroon goes home though. He goes and plays in front of his family.
Yeah. Good for him. Great guy. Hopefully we can get him on an episode here soon.
I would love that. The big.
Quick story about St. Louis. We used to road trip out there from Lawrence, Kansas, 4-hour drive to go see the Bolts every year they played St. Louis. Yeah, diehard fan, not a big deal. But we were there for the President's Trophy year, and I'll never forget. I was leaving the stadium. They won in overtime, I think, so I was walking out of the stadium, and this old lady pulled me aside, and she was like, "Honey, we'll see you back in the Stanley Cup." I said, "You're absolutely right, you will." We go on to get swept by fucking Columbus. They go on to win the Stanley Cup. And I was just like, that fucking old lady jinxed us.
She did. She knew what she was doing. She wasn't really being nice. Those Midwestern states, they seem nice, but they got a secret objective. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, she knew.
Must have been a Karen. All right, well, super long episode. Great chatting with you. You're always welcome back. You are a recurring guest. Quickly before we leave, I think another reason why Milkman didn't show up is because his beloved Florida Gators fired their coach. And they're playing Florida State this weekend. And it's just whoever wins this game goes to a bowl game. He might miss next week if Florida State wins as well.